Hey TubeUbers, TJ Pyramid here. Uh, I just wanted to do a video on a show that premiered last night on the FX channel here, and that is The Strain, based on the novels by Guillermo del Toro and Chuck Hogan. It was almost a 2-hour premiere, like an hour and 38 minutes or so, with short commercials. All I gotta say is, it's nice to have a vampire show on TV that isn't all about glitter and girl problems. It was awesome. Completely blew me and the wife both out of the water. We've both read the books, and of course, when you know the book and then you know it's coming to a television, you're always kind of curious as to what's going to change. Is it for the better? Is it for the worse? But very, very, very pleased. Corey Stoll plays Ephraim Goodweather, who works for the CDC, and his, I guess, partner in the CDC, played by Mia Maestro. Of course, she played Jennifer Garner's sister in the Alias show. She plays Nora Martinez. And you also have, as part of their team, Sean Astin. Of course, Lord of the Rings. I Sell the Dead. But the premise of this first episode is there's a plane that basically comes in dead. A big 747 comes in dead. It's on the radar, and then it's gone, and then it just it's there on the runway. And it hadn't landed for more than a few minutes, and it was already ice cold. The police check it out. They can't really figure out what's going on, so they call in, the FBI, the CIA, the CDC. They all come in, quarantine the area and everything of that nature, and suit up and go onto the plane, and all the people are just there, really quiet. They're all kind of pale skinned. They're just, and by all means, they appear to be dead. But are they? What also was on that plane was something in the cargo hold, a 9-foot coffin, hand-carved wood filled with soil, and perhaps something else. David Bradley plays Abraham Satrakian. David Bradley, of course, played William Hartnell in the Doctor Who movie that just come out recently. He's been in the Harry Potters, Broadchurch, and actually a couple other Doctor Who episodes, I believe. So really good pedigree for him. He plays an old guy who runs like this pawn shop, bookstore type place that has dealt with what's going on before, this virus, as the CDC seems to think it is. But it turns out that it's not a virus caused by these little worms that they find. It's actually caused by something much darker, much more old, and a hell of a lot more bloodthirsty and evil. The special effects in this were really, really well done. Very well done. The master, the vampire, the big master vampire, they don't show a lot of them, but there is one really cool scene where he's kind of this black cloaked mass, kind of really low to the ground, and as this guy gets closer to him, he raises up, and you see like this 9-foot cloaked, hooded, dark being, evil dude, and he grabs the guy. And if I'm sure people have either read the books or seen the comic books or seen pictures of the vampires in Strain, how they have like almost like an alien-like mouth that shoots out, like a smaller mouth, like a tentacle type thing. So he latches onto the guy's face, and these like white, I don't know, fangs of some sort like hook into the neck, drains the guy of the blood, drops his corpse, and before he scurries off backwards down the airport corridor, he just smashes in the guy's skull for no apparent reason, and the blood is just flowing. You see bits of brain matter and chunks of skull. This first episode was directed by Guillermo del Toro, and very, very, very excited for the following episodes that are to come in the next few weeks. Very, very glad that it was such a good show. It kept me and the wife both riveted to the screen. When the commercials would come on, we'd just be like, oh my god, get back to the show. So if you have not seen The Strain, check it out. Highly, highly recommend this show. It's nice to have a more adult-styled vampire film or vampire show on television that isn't all about, yeah, like I said, girls and romance and glitter and whatever other stuff a lot of these vampire shows have that are on right now. Really good cast, very well acted. A couple funny little quirks and some fun moments with some of the characters that already kind of showing their personality that they're going to have throughout the show. It doesn't vary much from the books at all so far. A couple minor things have changed. Instead of meeting like Abraham Satrakian in one spot, they meet him in another spot. So just minor little things like that that don't affect the show whatsoever. Also in the credits listed was Robert Mallet, who was just in my video response to Sparky Gerbil about underrated actor or actors. He was the big guy who was in 300 and Kurgan in WWE. He was credited as playing the Master. So that tells you right there how big the Master is, because Robert Mallet is a huge guy. But I highly, highly recommend this show if you're into vampires, if you're into gore, if you're into horror, if you're into Guillermo del Toro, which I'm into all of those things. You really need to check out The Strain. You will not be disappointed. I think it's going to be a really, really fun season. So thanks for watching. Comment down below. Let me know if you saw the show. Let me know what you thought of it. Subscribe, spread the word, and cheers. I'll go drink some blood.